Hello, hello. Welcome back. This is Mark from Muddy River Clay. I have a fun, easy project today. It is a Scrub Daddy sponge holder. And yes, this Scrub Daddy has been through it. It's seen some things, but I wanted to use it as a sample here. So the main thing that I wanted is something that's going to sit on the side of the sink and that is going to drain. And it really is just three pieces. So if I take this very sad and well loved Scrub Daddy out, what it really is composed of is three pieces: a front, a back, and a side. And the most important thing is to have some kind of drain on the front. So let's do that. Super easy. So I love trying new things. This is one that just came to mind. So let's say goodbye to the old sad Scrub Daddy. And I've already got some pieces of clay rolled out. And if you're going to do something new, you can start by creating a template. Now, I've already done that. So I've already measured the Scrub Daddy that I have, and you do want to give yourself some room for shrinkage. So do keep that in mind. So typically clay shrinks about 10%. So this one's a little tight, but it was my first prototype. So I'll make the sides bigger to, compensate for the shrinkage. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this as a template since I've already done this before. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the piece down. So I'm going to cut that straight across. I'm going to follow this angle on the back because I think I've got the right size of shape. I'm going to turn that around, do the same thing on the other side. A nice straight edge on the top. So I'm going to leave that. Come around here on the bottom. So that's going to be my two sides. And so next what I need to do is cut out the area here. And as I shared when I did my first prototype, if it's perfect for this old raggedy one, but the newer ones are just a little bit thicker and this is going to shrink. So it's most likely not going to fit a brand new one. So instead of the, 1.5 here, I might go maybe 2.5 inches wider. So I'll take my pieces, set them aside, grab another slab of clay. And so this is where I want to make sure that it's longer than it was before. And should I be measuring? Absolutely. Am I going to be measuring? No, I'm just going to make it a little bit larger. So I have a short video, hopefully inspire you to try new things. So definitely got, another 1/2 inch or so there. And that's what I love about this project. What I'm going to do now is put the pieces together, and you can do this a couple of ways. Again, if I would have templated this and everything and measured it, it certainly would have some more accuracy. What I'm going to do instead is just go with the flow, which is what I love about hand building. And I'm going to measure that, bring that in just a little bit. And I wanted to and that's where I think last time I lost some of the volume. So do be careful as you're putting pieces together. You always want to think that clay will shrink as it dries and it goes through the first firing. All right. I'm going to take a little bit of water. And I love quick projects like this because they're just fun to create something new. And it's always great to try new things. All right, so now I'm going to take my clay, wrap it around both edges, get to the edge, and cut off the excess. Now I want to put together the seams best as possible so that I can turn this over and clean the seams on the inside. So I'm doing this quickly, so I know you're busy people, and I appreciate you sticking by for a brief demo here. So now that I've got it where it's going to stay up just together, now we can make it a little bit better. And let's do a quick test. Much more room there. So now when I do carve out the space, it's going to have room for a brand new Scrub Daddy. Look at how much this one has been used. I remember when I first saw the Scrub Daddies, I'm like, oh, that's kind of an interesting product. But I'll be honest, I love the smiley face. I love how it just kind of peeks out at you when you're going to wash dishes. It's like, all right, I don't want to be washing dishes, but I guess if I'm going to be washing dishes, then it might be with a smile, right? All right. So now I know that this is going to sit on the ledge. So I'm kind of tamping it down here a little bit. And what I want to do now is work in the seams because, I want water to flow strategically, not just out of any old seam. So cleaning up the seams here, I want to make sure that everything is connected. I'll keep this video short, but some things that you can do if you really want to attach the seams is you can take a coil of clay and you can run it on the inside. You can use a tool like the back of a tool or a pin tool to go around the seam, but you just want to make sure that both the inside seam and the outside seam make connection points. Now, there's so many things you can do with this. This is, getting there. We're just about there. What I want to do now is go ahead and hollow out the middle. So I know I need to do a better job with my seams first. So I'm going to take just a moment to do that. Now I'm making this for the Scrub Daddy. Of course, you could make any kind of sponge dish or soap dish in this same manner. You just take just enough pieces of clay to hold the sponge or soap. And then the one thing that I really want to do is I want to make sure that that opening stays there and I have a little divot inside where that water is just going to go right back out to the sink. That way the sponge can dry and you don't have in a mold or any issues like that. All right. So I should spend more time cleaning up my seams, but I want to keep this moving for you. So I will do that off camera. But let's say the seams are perfect. I'm tapping it down a little bit because I want it to sit flush. I don't mind a little bit of a wiggle, but I want it to have a flat bottom. All right. So what I'm going to do is center it as much as possible. So I'm going to use the back of a brush. You can use a pin tool. You can use any kind of tool that you have. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that this hole is just about in the center, as far down as it can be. And again, keep in mind the shrinkage. So I'm pressing down so that it makes a little divot. So gravity will bring that down. Now, you can leave it there. You can just, have that hole be enough. I'm going to go ahead and squish it out a little bit so that it really just directs that water out. And this is where thinking that this is a Scrub Daddy, you want to, you could make it a mouth. You could make this a smiley face. You could make the drain hole bigger. You could really have some fun with this. You could give this piece ears so that when the Scrub Daddy sits in, it's got ears. You can make a big old smiley face and incorporate the drain hole in. Anyway, I'll clean this up off camera, but that's what I wanted to show you today. So here's my first prototype. Scrub Daddy fits in there. As the water drains out, it drains out over the sink. And that's it. Just wanted to do a fun project with you. Hope you like it. Please like and subscribe. Have a fantastic day.